This is Dan from Paracord. I had a request to make a watch band using one of these adjustable D-ring shackles. So we're going to put one of these together. I have about 13 to 14 feet of black paracord here. And what you're going to do is you're going to start out with your shackle end, and you're going to pull out about maybe 2 feet or so on one side, and then the other side is going to be whatever's left over. And then you're just going to do a standard loop here to tie it on. Alright, so one side is fairly short, and the other side, it doesn't matter what side you do, the other side is the rest of it. Okay, I'm trying to get that on real tight. Alright, now, so then you have the piece, the adjustable part, and what you want to do is you're going to take, and I got it kind of set out here so I know which side goes to what. So one side you're going to have go in from the left, and the other side you're going to have go in opposite from the right. Now, depending on the thickness of your paracord, it may be a little bit harder to get it through. Now, I already melted the end, and it was fairly simple. So now we're going to pull this all the way through. Alright, so now we have one end going one way, one end going the other way. So it looks like that currently. Okay, now you get it. This is where you make it the length you want to make it. And now keep in mind, what I do is the length that I want, I usually use the middle mark there, the middle circle. And then I'll come over here, and I need to make it a little longer. Alright. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take these other two ends and you're going to just loop them through the D-ring. Same thing over here, and keep make sure you're keeping everything on the correct sides. Alright, and you want to make sure those are the same length. And so what you're going to ultimately end up having is 4 strands coming from the D-ring down towards the adjustment part. Okay, now let me get these out of the way. So now you can see how we'll have the 4, and then that's what we'll weave in and out. Now this piece right here, the short piece, you could have made it a little shorter. I got a little bit of excess here. What I normally do is, once I got it folded over the D-ring where I want, I'll cut it a little ways down and melt it to it. So I'm going to do that right now. Now this is where you have to sacrifice your fingers a little bit, because they're going to get burned doing this. And you want to get it real melted, so you got to hold that light on there for quite a while. Lick your fingers. See, that's pretty hot. Alright, so now it's melted on there. Alright, and I still have my 4 strands hanging down. And then the long piece is what you're going to use to weave. Alright, so I'm going to move the camera and show you just how I'm going to weave it. Okay, so now I have it hooked here on my little rig that I use. I see all these people that make these crazy jigs and things. I don't need all that. Alright, so now I'm going to weave it around. But one thing while I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I might flip this strand around the other way. So I'm going to pull it out. And flip it to where it's going behind. And I'll pull it through. Alright. Okay, again, so you got 4 strands. So what you want to do is, I start by going over that first strand. Alright, then under the 2 middle, then over the outside, and then I pull it through, and then make all my adjustments, because you want to make sure that you have everything straight, because it'll get bunched up at the end. Okay, then I'm going to come around the outside, over the 2 middle, and then under the first strand, and then I'm going to push it up nice and tight. Okay, the main thing is to keep everything tight, especially when you're first starting out. As you get further down the watch band, it comes a little bit easier. So these first few, okay, again, so over the first one, under the 2 middle, and then back over the outside, over, under, over. Okay, so now it's under, over, under, coming back the other way. Okay, and again, I'm going to push it up real tight so that everything is pushed together. Alright, so over, under, over, and then when you come back, under, over, under, so the opposite. Push it up tight. Alright, I'm pretty particular about making sure it's tight, so that's kind of what I'm doing here, making sure every little knot here. Alright, over, under, over, under, over, under. Alright, so you're going to do that all the way down to the end, so I'm not going to bore you with me doing that, but as you go down, it's going to look like that, just like some of the other watch bands you've seen of mine. So I'll come back once I get close to the end. Okay, now once I get down close to the end, it gets a little bit harder to weave in there, so I get my little Paracord threading needle, and if the end is melted, which I'll do again, you can screw this on there. It goes on pretty good, and then you just do exactly what you were doing before. Over, under, over, under, over, under, until you get down to the end. kind of want to go as close as you possibly can and squeeze those middle two pieces together down onto the adjustment piece. And remember, keep pulling it tight. Just a few more here. This might even be the last one. One thing with this needle, it can you can always do one more than you thought. Alright, and then I'm going to go one more through here to where I'm poking it through to the back of the watch band, if I can get it through there. Alright, so there it is, and you can't even really tell that the two lines are going through there. Alright, and then I'll flip it over and I'll run it down a couple of these and then cut it off and melt it, and I'm done. Take it off there now. Alright, I'm running it through 3 of them. But when you're using this needle, try not to grab some of the little threads that are with it. It'll tear up your paracord. Alright, so now I'm going to cut that off. And so I only wasted that much, so not bad. And I'm going to melt this. And again, a butane lighter works a lot better. And then once I get it melted, I'm going to push it down so it doesn't, you know, affect when you're wearing it. And there it is. So there's your adjustment, and there's the shackle, and then it just goes through one of the holes, whichever one fits best. Now when you want to make the watch, you just gut some paracord and you know, run it through there, and you'll put the watch band, you know, or the watch face somewhere in the middle. And I have other videos of that. I currently don't have a watch face, or I'd put one on here, because this one actually turned out pretty good. Thanks for watching.